Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we have something exciting to talk about today. This is probably the most exciting thing that has happened all quarantine, and that is the Bitcoin halving. I swear, nobody ever questions why I'm not single. Anyway, so in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over what the halving is, what that means for us, and also, of course, my intentions and plans going forward, because let's be honest, that's why you all tune in. You want to know what Chris is planning to do, and I will give that to you by the end of the video. Of course, two important things to keep in mind. Number one, Crypto.com is still doing the $50 sign-up bonus. If you stake 50 MCO tokens, you and I both get a $50 bonus in MCO tokens if you do that. I don't know how long they're gonna continue that. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you jump on that before it goes away. In addition to that as well, during the COVID-19 breakout, Crypto.com is removing all fees from credit cards when you buy crypto. So basically you can buy cryptocurrency with a credit card for no fees at all. I don't know how long that's gonna last either, but that is going on right now. Last but not least as well, I am working with the XYO team and Jeremy to make a new giveaway for XYO. So any of my XYO fans, make sure you stick around and subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna be coming out hopefully with a video on that fairly soon. So other than that, make sure you smash the like button for me, and let's get started. First off, if you watched one of my more recent videos, the one where I went to DC and talked about the difference between fiat currency and cryptocurrency, the differences and the similarities, cryptocurrency is changing the way that we hold and use money. So basically, Bitcoin makes a decentralized currency. And it does that because rather than the banks having it centralized and confirming this is how much money each account has, what happens is there are tons of nodes all around the world, basically on a computer, that will solve an algorithm and verify that each transaction is happening. So basically when you send currency, it goes through a bunch of different nodes. They each solve a block. And essentially what that does is that confirms that you are sending that money to and from a certain wallet addresses. The reason that's important is because that means it's not the banks who control it, it's the people. That also is very important because that means that the value of Bitcoin is based on supply and demand. It's not based upon what the banks say or the Federal Reserve or other countries, whatever. It's all based upon that supply and demand, which is really important because I don't like other people determining the value of my money. I like it determined by what it's actually valued at, supply and demand. So basically, at this point, a block is produced about every 10 minutes. And so what happens is miners, or those nodes who are solving those algorithms, a bunch of nerd talk, I know. What happens is every time a block is solved, they get a reward. And that is Bitcoin. You get a certain amount of Bitcoin per block reward. So as of right now, it is 12.5 coins per block solved. Usually there is a mining pool and it gets really complicated. Personally, I don't recommend mining Bitcoin at this point. And especially since the halving is happening, that is going to be cut in half. So by the time I put this video out, I know it says 2 days left. I'm putting it out tomorrow, so there will be just a little bit over a day left until the halving. Once the halving happens, instead of 12.5 Bitcoins per block solved, it's going to cut in half to 6.25 Bitcoin per block solved. Let's look historically when this has happened, because that's what's really important for us who invest in Bitcoin. during this initial period, there were about 50 new Bitcoins created every single 10 minutes. Compared to now, that's a lot. During that time, 10.5 million Bitcoin were created. And you can see the price of Bitcoin went up drastically during that time. Now, you can see as well, right after the halving, I mean, it pushed the bull market very, very aggressively, which is not inconsistent with the next halving we have, which happened in the middle of 2016. And you can see right here, yes, it wasn't as aggressive right off the bat, but middle of 2017, you see that's where we had that giant push up. For those of you who remember, it went all the way up to 20 grand per Bitcoin. And that was the high. Of course, since then it's consolidated a little bit, but you can see here that really you look at the pattern and it's still consistently in a bull trend. In my personal opinion, what's happening is Bitcoin is becoming more scarce. So basically, you see during the second period, only 5.25 million Bitcoin were created. And then, of course, during this period, 2.625 million Bitcoin will have been created by the time the halving happens. And then, of course, it's just going to keep cutting in half and in half and in half. And eventually, Bitcoin mining rewards will be just very, very small. It'll take a long time to get there. But what's happening is Bitcoin creation is becoming more and more scarce. Whereas fiat currency, they create more every single year. And that's called inflation. So what does that mean for us then? The bottom line is that halvings long term are going to increase the value. And that's really important. Now let's look at where Bitcoin is at more recently. So here I'm showing you a chart of its all-time right now. I want to look at the past year because, so from a short-term investing perspective, is Bitcoin at a good buying price right now? In my opinion, no. Keep in mind, none of this is financial advice. I am a guy on YouTube. Take it for what it's worth. It's for entertainment purposes only. As of right now, if I was a short-term Bitcoin investor, would I invest in Bitcoin? Probably not, because we've seen resistance consistently happen around this 10,000 price point. It's very consistent that there is resistance there. Of course, in March, we had the big drop off. It coincided with entire COVID-19 breakout. I suspect that's because people just wanted to be safe. They were pulling their money out of all investments at the time. Bitcoin saw a very minimal drop compared to the United States stock market, of course, and probably the global economy in general. Bitcoin was definitely not as affected. Crypto in general was just not as affected by COVID-19, which is great. So, it's been a consistent bull market since then. It just broke the 10,000 price point again. Of course, it did have a slight pullback. But when we go back to that long-term perspective, you look at it, and especially with how the halvings have happened in history, it's definitely not a bad time, in my opinion, to be jumping into Bitcoin. And the good part about this is that most cryptocurrencies in general just follow Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is like the meat to all of the different sauces that you can put on it. And of course, many of you know I love crypto.com. I think it's one of the best investing platforms for cryptocurrency, ultimately because they give that great bonus reward. And I just feel like it's a good time to be investing in cryptocurrency. Once again, none of this being financial advice, invest wisely. Don't go and spend your life savings on cryptocurrency. It wouldn't make sense to do that. But, if you have some extra money lying around, this is the time to diversify your portfolio. So for instance, I have videos on the helium hotspot. I think that's a great investment in my opinion. The crypto.com MCO Visa is going to be number one. There's the CoinMine one as well. That hasn't been a super great investment for me, but long term, I feel like it is still going to be a great investment. Still waiting to see how the returns show up on that. But as of right now, that's where I'm at with that. So the bottom line is smash the like button for me if you haven't already. Always appreciated. The reason I always ask is because that helps push these videos to a larger audience, and that just really increases the traction for the channel so that all of this good information can get out to the people, which is what we want. So what is my plan? Well, I already have a decent amount invested in cryptocurrency in general. I actually have 0 Bitcoin as of right now, but I have a lot of MCO tokens. I have a lot of basic attention token, or BAT, as most of you know about it. And I also have really dived into CRO, which is Crypto.com's payment chain. The biggest reason I bring this up is because of Crypto.com's earn feature. So basically what you can do is you can choose how long you stake a certain type of cryptocurrency. There are only a handful that you can stake. CRO is one of them. But the PA percentage, or per annum percentage, is anywhere from 12% to 18%, depending on how long you keep it in there. So basically for the 12%, I have a flexible term, which means I can stake it, I get 12% rewards per annum, which is per year, and I can pull it out at any time I want. Anytime. If you lock it up for 1 month or 3 months, the per annum increases all the way up to 18%, which is just absolutely phenomenal. This is basically what my spread looks like. You can see as of today, I've actually lost $62, not a big deal. But you can see I have MCO, I have CRO, I have basic attention token. And then of course in my crypto earn, that's all CRO that I have. So lifetime earnings, I'm at $84. I've only had CRO in there for maybe 6 months, or not even. I've had it in there for like 3 months, and I've already made almost $100 just on that alone. So the earn feature is really, really great. I highly suggest that because the rewards are just so phenomenal. Of course, the MCO Visa has a lot of rewards that I really love too, which, I get Spotify Premium for free. And then also if you upgrade, you can get some other ones. I'll tag a link for the other videos reviewing the cards down in the description if you're interested in looking at the different types of cards from crypto.com. But so what's my plan going forward? So I do make regular investments. Yeah, so as of right now, I don't plan on buying any large bulk sums of cryptocurrency. I do regularly invest monthly into my cryptocurrency account, just probably small amounts. One thing I do is, since I get the Spotify Premium for free, I am paying for it, but I get the rewards back in MCO tokens. So that's one way I continually increase my position. I also do deposit fiat currency and purchase cryptocurrency once a month, give or take, just because as a long-term investment, I found it to be very lucrative. So that's what I plan to do. And like I said, short term is now a good time to buy. Probably not. There may be a pullback. I could be totally wrong about that though. We could see it just start to shoot up and pass the 20,000 mark. You never know. There are predictions that it's going to hit 100K by the end of the year per Bitcoin. I don't know. That would be awesome if it does. But like I said, it is a very volatile market, cryptocurrency. Because it's based on supply and demand, it is very, very volatile. It can go up and down, extreme amounts too. So I highly suggest that you show discipline in your investing. Reach out to a professional, a financial advisor before you do any of this. It's very, very important. And then also the number one thing when it comes to investing is doing your own due diligence and owning your choices. When you make a decision to invest, that's on you. So personally, I don't invest any money that I couldn't completely lose it. That strategy has actually helped me to be very, very fruitful in my investing. Crypto.com is probably your best bet if you want to invest. The other options, Coinbase, there are some other exchanges out there, but I've found crypto.com to just be the best by far. Other than that, I just want to thank you for tuning in. I hope this video was helpful to help you understand what the halving is going to do for us and where it can help you in your investing strategies as well. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel too, because I know I keep plugging that I am going to be getting a Tesla soon. The reason I haven't gotten the Tesla yet was because with the COVID-19, obviously I still have a job, I still run this YouTube channel, but I don't know where things are going. And so I didn't want to take on another huge expense with the risk that, I could lose all of my income at any time. Obviously, I've been very fortunate, so that is still the plan. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications bell, and there will be some awesome content once I get that rolling. So make sure you do that. Other than that, as always, I'm extremely grateful to see how far this channel has grown, and that's all because of all of you watching this video, subscribing, liking, commenting, and I just genuinely appreciate all that you do. So with that, thanks for tuning in. My name's Chris with Committed 3D Tech, and we'll catch you next time.